In April, the Minister for Public Safety said that at the recommendation of police, we invoked the Emergencies Act. But his colleagues are saying that there was never a recommendation from law enforcement. When he was appointed as the minister, he swore an oath to be true and faithful, but we know he hasn't lived up to that pledge. So will the Prime Minister hold the minister accountable and fire him for misleading Canadians?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I can understand if perhaps for Conservative politicians, recollections of what happened in April are a little bit fuzzy. They were out celebrating and supporting the people barricading our streets here in Ottawa and preventing goods from flowing across the border. What we were doing was talking to police who continually were asking for more support and more tools, whether it was more resources, whether it was more money or more RCMP officers. We were there to respond to their need for more tools, and we finally did that with the invocation of the Emergencies Act, which was the government's decision, not police officers' decision.
For Calgary Midnapore.
The Minister of Public Safety told Canadians over and over again that the authorities were the ones who had asked for the Emergencies Act. Yet the Minister of Emergency Preparedness testified, "I'm not aware of any recommendation of law enforcement. Quite frankly, this is a decision of government." The Minister of Public Safety has not lived up to his oath of office. So when will the Prime Minister take immediate action and fire the Minister of Public Safety?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
While Conservative politicians were busy supporting and celebrating with barricaders along Wellington Street and across the country, we were working with police who continually asked for more help and more support to be able to deal with this public order emergency. That's exactly what we continued to do throughout the 3 weeks until and up to the moment in which we chose to bring in the Emergencies Act to restore order to this country and to the situation. We did it in a proportional and reasonable way, and it brought an end to these illegal actions.
Member for Red Deer Lacombe.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Public Safety's own department confirmed that the police did not ask for the Emergencies Act to be invoked, and now the Minister of Emergency Preparedness has also publicly agreed. In the Prime Minister's 2015 Open and Accountable Government document, he wrote, "For Canadians to trust our government, we must trust Canadians, and we will only be successful in implementing our agenda to the extent that we earn and keep this trust." The Minister of Public Safety has shattered that trust. When will the Prime Minister fire him?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, while Conservative politicians were out there supporting barricaders, while they continue to support those illegal actions, we were working with law enforcement and municipal and provincial authorities across this country who were telling us they needed more tools. And we delivered more tools, whether it was more police officers or more resources, until we realized we needed to take a further step, and we chose to invoke the Emergencies Act to give them even further tools. We did it in a responsible and proportional way, and it worked, Mr. Speaker.
Before going back to the question, I just want to remind the honourable members that if they want to talk to each other, they can cross over and talk very lowly. Shouting across or talking very loud across just interrupts everyone else, so I just want to remind them of that. The honourable member for Red Deer Lacombe.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Emergency Preparedness made it clear last night at committee that the Minister of Public Safety has misled Canadians. The Prime Minister's Open and Accountable Government document also reads, "Ministers cannot dissociate themselves from or repudiate the decisions of Cabinet or their ministry colleagues unless they resign from the ministry. Only one of these two ministers can be right. The Prime Minister can't agree with both of them, so which one does he agree with? And when will the Prime Minister fire the Minister of Public Safety?"
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, every step of the way, we worked with local police services and with responsible authorities to ensure that they got the resources and the tools that they needed to get this situation back under control. They continually asked for more tools, and we continued to step up with extra officers, with extra resources, with extra finances, and ultimately with the Emergencies Act that absolutely it is only a government that can choose to invoke that, and to do so in a limited and restrained way is exactly what we did.